Have you ever taken a big hit? I mean, a huge loss. If you have, and a lot of people haven't, they don't really have the skill sets to be able to integrate and use that particular hit to become a better trader. What they do is they get traumatized. What we want to do is take a look and say, what actually goes on here? At first, it's like a gut punch. You just get socked in the gut and it fills all over your body. You feel that pit. You feel everything exploding and going down. You know, all of a sudden, congruently, anger shows up, desperation shows up, powerlessness shows up, shame shows up, all that stuff. And besides that, you become, in the trauma, what happens is you actually have what is known as acute stress syndrome, of where you try to trade again. And what happens is that there is a memory that triggers, and suddenly you find yourself really freaking out, trying to get in trades, panicking, just going nuts. That's the gut punch. Now, how are you going to deal with it? Well, there's a few things you need to know before we actually address how do you deal with something like that. The first is that your primitive brain, the emotional brain, also what I call the caveman brain, has a couple of directives, instincts that are unavoidable, and that if you don't know how to deal with, you're going to get really smashed up. And the big one that very few traders really understand is the way the emotional brain, caveman, sees winning and losing, and the way your thinking brain sees it. And your thinking brain has a logic to it that says, yeah, you're going to take losses and stuff like that, and yeah, you follow your plan, blah, 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 until you don't. That's because the emotional brain takes over. And to the emotional brain, it doesn't know about money. It doesn't. It can't conceive of money. But what it can conceive of is power. The power to be safe, the power to control outcome, the power to predict, and the power not to lose. Because understand, to your caveman ancestors, losing wasn't about money. It was about being somebody's lunch. And the one thing that you don't want to do is be somebody's lunch. That's anti-survival. So one of the routes that happens with people who have problems with taking huge losses is that they see that trade going against them, and then they start getting panicking. They start throwing good money after bad. And before you know it, what happens is they've thrown everything. They are fighting for their lives, literally. To the caveman, that taking a bigger and bigger loss is fighting a saber-toothed cat. That's what it's like, friends. That's what's happening in your caveman brain, in your social mammalian brain, in your limbic system. It doesn't see the loss of money, it sees the loss of life. And no, it doesn't want to lose. It's going to do anything. It's going to fight to the bitter end. Hence, the catastrophic loss. That's what it's like for caveman. That's what you need to know. And that need to control outcome that need to win for prestige. Yeah. What do you think winning a lot of money is like? It makes you feel good. It makes you have prestige. Now, but the thing is that we don't clue into the emotional brain saying, oh, if that's challenged, if it's threatened, then I become a bunking bronco in a burning barn. Yeah. Now, that's the deal you need to have understood before you started trading and could lose large sums of money. Now, let's talk about first aid. It's hit. The gut punch is there. It's gone. Okay? What you do right then, if you were to check yourself out, you would discover that you're not breathing. You're holding your breath. Or you're panting. You are literally in fight, flight, and you are doomed. And you just go down and you feel that gut in yourself.
All right, guys. So, real quick, I want to touch on the individual that was just on the screen. His name is Randy Howell. Okay, and he actually has a book. It's called How to Trade, Mindful Trading. Okay, Mindful Trading, and he has a different approach to the trading psychology. He takes the approach of being unaware, because most traders are unaware that they're making the mistakes that they are making when they make them at the moment, and then they become very much aware once the mistake has created a result and it snaps them right back to reality. Okay, so it's pretty interesting because Randy Howe focuses on that disconnection. Give me one sec. Okay, Randy Howe focuses on that, I guess, disconnection in your head. So I'm gonna show it one more time so that way you guys have it. Okay, Randy Howe. Make sure you guys subscribe to him. Again, he has a book as well you can order. I recommend it. I've only read halfway through it, not finished with it yet, but it's really good so far. It's an interesting book, and he has a lot of content on YouTube that make a lot of sense. Okay, he makes a point. He gives you a very good point to think about, and he gives you really good exercises so that way you can be more mindful while you're trading. So that way, and he has a course too. I mean, this guy, he's super low key, but he has a course. He's either willing to do one-on-one sessions with you, or he does like a group session with everyone, right? And so you guys can look into him. It's something that I'm personally considering on taking here soon. He's not going to be doing these forever, of course, so it's something that really intrigues me. But it's all about, he focuses all about the disconnection that we have from our trading plan, right? That we know, that we understand, and all the information that we know and understand to the point in which we execute. Okay, and the disconnection between our execution and the predetermined plan that we had in place. Okay, again, not everyone lacks in that, but if that's something that you feel like you struggle, if you ever made a mistake in your trading but weren't really like fully consciously aware of it, you're mindlessly trading to him, right? Those are his teachings, that we are in a mindless state of thinking. And so he focuses more on being more mindful and present, focused while we're trading. And that's what all his teachings are about. So I just wanted to give him a big shout out. He's helped me out a lot. I've loved his content, his videos. They're super funny. Like, the editing is just very unique. I don't know why the hell he's sitting in a blossom background and it switches angles. And I don't know why I find that so funny, but he's pretty cool. All right, and I highly recommend to check them out. The link for this video is in the description of our video, so that way you guys can click it and then have that for yourselves. All right, all the resources that I share in the morning are always going to be at the beginning at the description of the videos. So welcome everyone. Welcome. One sec. Cool. Welcome everyone. Live for New York. Okay. Huh, my Twitter's showing. Sorry about that. Let me share my other screen. Hey, happy Friday, Juan. All right, so cool. So in terms of the dollar, fuck, that's why I wanted to show the screen on the fucking news on my. Okay, sorry. I was showing this earlier, but it accidentally was on Twitter. But this is what I wanted to show you guys right here. Okay, so we did have PCE Corp price index earlier today. It really didn't do much, but the number increase did cause price action to drop significantly earlier. I didn't expect that big of an impact out of it, but hey, it did move after the fact. 10 a.m. is coming up, consumer sentiment. If our rule about the second impact of news is accurate, then we should be seeing this price action, this news or numbers, right? We're at 68.1 and our forecast is to go a lot lower. So if the number does drop like it's been dropping, then the number, it's going to cause price action to kind of do like a whipsaw. So as the numbers drop, we will drop on the dollar, but then we'll reverse. Okay, that seems to be the continuous pattern of these news. So that's kind of what I'm expecting today. I was looking at Asian lows for which we already tapped into, and then I'm looking at this imbalance in case we do go a little deeper. But I am looking at bullishness from here. And honestly, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I want shorts on EU. So I didn't want to miss this. But getting a distribution on EU, I will be going short on it. I'm not going to take this 1 minute, but I'm going to wait for those 10 a.m. news. But I want to see a distribution out of this current area that we see here now on EU. Okay. I want to see a distribution on EU. Oh, still sharing the news screen? Damn, that's embarrassing. Okay. Thank you guys. So you guys haven't seen any of the dollar. Okay. So my dollar bias is like this. Okay. Because consumer sentiment, I am looking for price action to kind of dip and go long. Okay. That's what consumer sentiment usually does. If it has short numbers, if the numbers are short, we're going to dip and go higher. If the numbers do go higher, I don't think we're going to dip that much, and we're going to continue going higher either way. So if our rule is to be in place, the second set of news for today should have the bigger impact on price. Okay? We'll see if that ends up being the case. It's something I'm journaling, something that I've been keeping tabs on. Okay, but I am looking for... Sorry, I guess you guys didn't see all this part. I am looking for higher prices. We did tap into this previous weekly high. That's fine. I'm just looking at some higher prices up here. And then after, I'm getting back into that weekly imbalance up there. So that's kind of how I'm seeing the order of these things as of now. We can, because we're above the high, short for a little bit lower, but this imbalance would be ideal to leave open. I don't mind if we tap into it, but it'd be ideal to leave more than 50% open. Got lots of liquidity to the upside, so just looking at previous daily highs. Give me a second. Okay, sorry, believe it or not, all the kids in the house are sick, so I'm pretty sure it's coming. I'm already like preparing myself. It's coming. When the kids in the house get sick, it's like everyone else gets sick. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm expecting longs for today in terms of those news. A dip down, initial dip down, and then long. So with EU, I'm looking at the same thing. I want to see shorts on EU. I know that price action's kind of walking itself up still, But this is the previous area of distribution. This is an internal liquidity as the previous daily high. And I do believe we can short off to these lows and essentially come back into this low. So for today on EU, my objective is this blue shaded box right here. Okay. Just wanted to go over EU real quick. My thoughts on EU for these news that are coming up at 10 a.m. So we got another 40 minutes. Okay. Got another 40 minutes. Yeah. Maybe EU gets back into that imbalance as well. Maybe. If DXY does and EU doesn't, that's divergence. So either way, we'll keep it there. But that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at shorts into these lows right here. Okay. Cool. Indices. Real quick, let's go over monthly. On a monthly perspective, like we mentioned, we want to see lower prices. Give me a second. Let me delete all that. Oh, that's a monthly open right there. I'm gonna leave that on. Okay. 50% and below still weighs down. So I'm still looking at lower prices regardless. Okay. This was really clean. The way we came down into that. Down into that gap right there in price. That's something to know. It's already within your range. If it's within your range, if it's been tapped, mark it out. Okay. Trust me. Mark these things out. It'd be amazing to just see your markups get tapped into and price action move from one of your markups to another. Trust me. It's a really good feeling. The way that we traded through this low, remember when I was telling you guys, if we create an imbalance, an insufficiency towards the downside of these lows, we're going to continue moving down, and I'm going to be looking down here and all of this right here. Okay. So we are looking like we're going to end up doing that, creating giant insufficiency to the downside, which is beautiful. That's what I want to see. And essentially I want this insufficiency to look like this. Right? Pretty big. And price action leaves it alone for a bit, right? So right here on the daily, we're looking pretty good. Maybe we get back up here into this previous daily gap right there. Maybe not. We'll see. So far, the week started. We trade up into a previous daily imbalance, and Tuesday creates the high of the week. And since then, we just been melting. And I don't know if you guys remember, but our weekly objective was the 50% mark of this imbalance, and that did get hit yesterday. Or yeah, and we not only did that, but look at what we traded through it. We hit it in a way that we just traded and gapped right through it. So it's really interesting and really good bearish order flow to see. Once we smashed to a weekly objective, it was made with an insufficiency in the desired direction. You know what I mean? Because a gap it's still an insufficiency, and it still shows that we ran through the low or through that weekly objective with bearish order flow, and it sustained for the day as well. So here on the 4 hour, yesterday we traded into that, back into that weekly objective as well, 50% of that gap, 50% and above of this daily gap, and we traded down to this low or into that gap down there. And now on the 1 hour, let's see on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, I wanted to make sure that we marked out this current daily gap right here. I wanted you guys to be aware of this current daily gap. We did gap up to the upside after we swept some liquidity to the downside. I don't see a displacement. I wouldn't consider this a displacement, but it is previous area of distribution, internal liquidity. For sure, I do see these highs getting taken out right here. Right, and I really want to see what happens afterwards. Because if DXY is going to be bullish, I want to see more shorts out of these guys. So I want to, my bias is more shorts for today. I know it's Friday, and a lot of people would want to see a retracement, but me personally, I'm thinking we're going to get a little bit more shorts playing out. One second. Boom. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I want to see a little bit more shorts playing out from above these sides right here on NASDAQ. The opening here in 6 minutes. And then we got news, consumer sentiment at... Oh, man, what time was that? Consumer sentiment is at 10. All right, sorry, I had to stretch. Okay. For Dow, I mean, our weekly objective on Dow hit really nicely, and it didn't hit, I believe, till today or yesterday. So cool, we hit that yesterday as well. That was also shit on Monday. Both DXY weekly objective, which was that previous weekly high, right? These previous weekly highs were the weekly objective, right? And so we hit the previous weekly high on DXY. So we hit those objectives. We hit the objective on NASDAQ. And we also hit the objective on Dow. So all three of the objectives have been hit. I'm personally not looking to take a whole lot of trading today. Usually when my weekly objectives are hit on Thursday and the day, I'm just chilling on Friday. But I am looking at potential more shorts. I do think that it's a possibility. In terms of Dow, I mean, beautiful objective. Potential accumulation here. I just want to let you guys know that yesterday, the beginning of the day looked like this. Okay, and it looked like that across the board for NASDAQ, for Dow, for S&P, and it looked like it was just going to accumulate below the lows and take out the highs. A lot of people wanted to go long yesterday. And that's what it's looking like today. And just know that, let's go to the 4 hour real quick. Yeah, the 4 hour. And the daily, look how the daily looks. It looks almost bullish. Okay, same thing with NASDAQ yesterday. While price action was moving higher, here we go. Cut that out. It just looks like, it looked like it was going to accumulate to the upside. Okay, especially on, I guess on the 4 hour, it doesn't really show now, but it really looked like it was just going to climb to the upside. So I'm glad that we started to get this shorts at the end of the day, and I do believe the same thing about Dow. But what I want to know on Dow is that we are trading in an imbalance, and something I want to make sure that we have is this 5 a.m. high is the highest point. 5 a.m. over here is the highest point, and highest point over here, so no divergence there. They're all trading. They all took out, see, they all take out the Asian low. That's the Asian low and gap on S&P. The Asian low and previous daily low on on Dow Jones. NASDAQ still has the previous daily low intact and no gap. So there's some downside liquidity that we have already taken on S&P, Dow, and that we have not taken at all on NASDAQ. Okay, so maybe we'll get some initial bullishness. And again, I'm looking at these highs across the board. Okay, I'm going to delete my weekly objective. Just know that it already got hit. Then I'm looking at this low still. I like that area, so I'm going to keep that area there. Yep. Nice pullback into those areas in my eyes. Yeah, none of this price action looks ideal to mitigate out of. Honestly, if we were to mitigate out of anything, I would want to mitigate out of this gap up here. For me, at least. This bullish divergence may make it so we pop back up there and take Thursday's liquidity or Thursday's price action. Dow looks very unlikely to do that. Dow looks like it's going to take out this high and just distribute from this area right here. S&P does look like it's going to have more of a pullback deeper into Thursday. And NASDAQ may potentially even go back up. Ideally, I would want it to go back up here. Doesn't have to, but that's the ideal area. Definitely doesn't have to across the board do anything that I, any come back up to any of the shorting areas that I mentioned. But that's really what I was looking at. The opening price here in like 7 seconds. You just gotta ask yourself who made money yesterday, right? Whoever made money yesterday, or has been making money all week, right? The shorts have been making money almost all week since Wednesday, so that's why I'm saying like we may get a pullback first, so the longs can win a little bit, so the buyers can win a little bit, get more buyers in the market, and then short off. So I'm just looking at the shorts from yesterday, and I feel like everybody that made money yesterday is going to get taken out. Except around Dow, because Dow made the craziest pullbacks. I guess they all did, but Dow, damn. EU still chilling up in that area. We'll see how it goes in the next like few minutes. By the end of the hour. Not much of a reaction here. DXY trading down into that area very nicely. Dow, as I mentioned, had this imbalance right here, and it is respecting it overall. NASDAQ going for that high. S&P in the same place. Cool. Has anybody taken any trades today? Or let me know what your trades were for the week. Let's kind of revise those while we wait. Right, it's another 30 minutes before the news event. I'm not going to just sit here and wait. We can look at some price action, look over some plays. We did trade back into that imbalance on EU. On your hands. Cool. Yeah, you know what? Yesterday I was in some EU shorts. And from here, my main take profit was this one right here and this low over here, and it just came back and hit me out at break even. I did risk like $500, and it was up. It was up quite a bit. I mean, it was running for like a 1 to 3, 1 to 5 actually. And it just came back and hit me at break even. I was like, damn. NASDAQ took out that high. Dow didn't. S&P has not. You sat on your hands. Cool. Anybody else take any trades this week? It's been a slower week. For sure, for sure. I can agree with that. I was in some shorts on Tuesday. I tented some shorts on Wednesday with Cristobal. And then I sat on my hands yet. No, I fucking took that short on EU. And then basically that was the only trade that I took. Some shorts on Dow on whenever Cristobal was here. I think it was Wednesday. I took some shorts on Dow to the low. And then some shorts on NASDAQ on Tuesday. I held a little bit of that position, a little bit, and then it came back, hit me out, break even. Two to four for the week, 3.5%. So we chilling for today. Yeah, same. Just kind of looking at those shorts on Tuesday for me were really nice. At least they had a really good risk to reward. Was it Dow shorts or longs? I swear. Oh no, I took Dow longs on Wednesday. Took some Dow longs out of here to these highs. Yeah, I wish I would be in the short still. That short from last week though, I mean, honestly, if I would have held that, boom. I was up from him here and then from up here. It melted. I think I held it to this low right here, or the bottom of this. So like halfway through. Crazy risk to reward. Yeah, I do see more shorts, like I mentioned, above those highs. Dow is just shorting. Yeah, Dow is just gone out of that imbalance that we mentioned. I've been calling them the... I can't really see what yours says. I've been calling the melting for a while. I think a lot of people have. Not to like diminish your answer or your comment at all, but personally, if you've been on this channel and this whole thing since up here, all of this, I've been calling out shorts since way before all this. And I mean, it's just right here at this point, to me, it was just very bearish. Very much bearish. And we've been calling the shorts out since this. And so to me, it's been pretty obvious that price action was going to melt. I'm not going to lie. But let's say on this previous pullback, yeah, 100%. I don't know. Once this low got taken out, it was just... everyone should have been on the same page. And if you weren't short, you need to message me and we need to straighten you out. Yeah, so if you've been on this channel, you definitely gotta be short. Why don't Dow drop and Nas don't? Why Dow drop and Nas don't? I definitely don't know, bro. I'm gonna... maybe some bullish divergence, maybe some bearish divergence, right? But for me, right now, I'm just waiting to see what data tells us to do. You know what I mean? Like the weekly levels and expansion levels have been hit, right? So it's just kind of more of waiting to see what these news event at 10 does, because this could be a straight up liquidity buildup on both ends. Fabio says, Aaron, because the Dow was the lagger of 3. Maybe I thought Dow was ahead of all of them, personally. That's how I seen it. Is I thought Dow was the one ahead of everything in terms of the range. So that's why I can't answer why one's a lot lower than the other or dropping a lot lower than the other. S&P made it to our weekly objective as well. Damn, S&P did it also. We've been nailing these weekly objectives like crazy. It was a joke, bro. Oh, you're joking? Well, either way, you got the explanation. I stand by what I say regardless whether you were joking or not. Yeah. Nas and SPX dropped first. Now Dow's catching up. He's ahead, but this week has been a lagger. Yeah. On a weekly perspective, they all got pretty good expansion to the downside. Except Nas. But even Nas just expanded super nicely as well. On Wednesday, right? Wednesday, when Dow was kind of chilling on Wednesday, NASDAQ did that whole push, so... In a short-term perspective, yeah, Dow is catching up right now. We got the low on Dow, S&P trading into that daily imbalance or daily gap, and then NASDAQ not doing anything. Other than taking out that high. That was the only bearish divergence that I noticed here, so... If we do start trading to the downside, I'm not going to be surprised. But I'd love to see some distro take place now. Dow. Same spot. Yeah, we got 20 minutes to the news event, so... We'll see. Oh, wait. Actually, I want to see Bitcoin. I sold a bunch the other day. A lot of people are saying that it's going to melt down to these lows. Even ICT. So ICT said that it's going to melt down to these lows. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm still holding a good chunk. And if we were to get down this low, I'd hold exactly the same amount, if not more. I'm not, if we were to get back down below, what is that, 25K? Dude, I will be so fucking happy to buy more. I will be delighted if we got back down there. I don't think we're going to get back down there, but that's just me. A lot of people are calling out that from here... he said a lot of people are calling out that from here it's gonna drop and tank and like we're gonna see 15K again, but I don't know, man. I think that's just the fear in the market currently in crypto. A lot of people have a lot of fear in crypto right now, and it's not that I have faith in crypto, but technically speaking, with everything going around and most of the world letting go of the dollar, I feel like most of them have to move their money in certain ways, and I don't see why a lot of big institutions wouldn't move their money with crypto. A lot of institutions have already adopted crypto and have made like 0 announcements. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Fidelity is one of the biggest one of the, I guess, brokers, you can say. Yeah, right, to trade stocks, options, and all that. And they recently added Ethereum and Bitcoin, right? And so now on Fidelity you can have and hold Ethereum and Bitcoin. That's something that was implemented in 2020, like at the beginning of 2023. Not a lot of news were spread around that subject, but a lot of these big institutions did adopt crypto. A lot of the banks did adopt crypto. There's just not a lot of announcements on it. Why the fuck not? I mean, I don't know. Moving in silence, I guess. I think this is the last drop, then dump, then pump. Sorry, then dump, then pump. Yeah, potentially. I hope that we get a pullback. If I pray that everyone that's saying that it's gonna short is correct, because if that's the case, I'm buying more. There's no reason not to. Right? I'm not a financial advisor. Everything on here is hypothetical, right? Not a financial advisor by any means. I don't want you guys to tell me in 2 years that Bash, Bitcoin's at 10K. You told me to buy at 25. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Not a financial advisor. You guys are always going to be the ones in control of your own risk. But personally, I've been a long-term investor in these two, and I will continue to be. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just buying below monthly lows. When I have monthly low alerts, and when they did hit, I mean, I bought on Ethereum. It did it. I bought a lot recently. Like below every single monthly low, I bought. But I mean, for example, on BTC, I bought like down here. Like when we took out this low right here, like as soon as we took it out, I bought some there. Right? And then when we took out this low, like I bought some there. When we took out this low, I bought some there. When we took out these lows, I bought some there. But it's right back to, it was right back to like my original area for a really long time. So I mean, this was what, over a year ago that I bought initially, and over a year later, it's finally playing out. I guess when I do taxes, it's not gonna be that bad. But yeah, I'm still long-term holding. I did secure quite a bit, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, that was my main objective, but I'm still holding. And still looking to invest some more. So to whoever is short on cryptos, I pray that you're right. I pray that you're right, and that we do get a nice retracement, so more people can get in on this. And if we don't get that pullback or sell-off, I personally don't believe it's too late. I think it's still early in crypto to be investing. So the total is the crypto, basically like the DXY for crypto. Yeah, it looks pretty good, pretty solid. Of course, we gotta look at we gotta look at this real quick. I don't know why all my markups are gone. I wonder if they're there. Okay, the longs have been playing out nicely on gold. That's why I wanted to come back and touch on this. The longs have been playing out really nicely. I really do believe that we're gonna get the triple top here soon from this push higher. I mean, this guy's tricky. I can't say that. I mean, to me, it just would make most sense if we would have hit this a million times already, but if we haven't yet. So we are trading in a previous area of distribution. On the monthly, it doesn't look too attractive for price action to stall or stop here. So I do personally see more longs, right, out of this breaker right here. And for some reason, my markups are not translating over. There we go. Okay, cool. Longs there. Longs until this high. Beautiful. I mean, we've been longing. Price action came back down into here. Traded it through it with an imbalance. Respected that imbalance. I do see this imbalance respecting some more. And I want to see price action continue to push upwards. So I'm pretty bullish on this still. I don't trade it, I don't execute on it, but I'm pretty bullish on this still. Overall, I want to see more longs. Maybe we take out previous daily low first. But we got another 10 minutes before news. Let's go look at the dollar. Nice dip on the dollar. I think this is the last drop before the pump. It's time to buy then. When you see that drop, buy. Yeah. Personally, I see a lot of comments on crypto, but on Twitter, you gotta understand, Twitter, Instagram, there's gonna be like a million people commenting on crypto that are not even invested on crypto. Right? So be careful who you guys are following and listening to in terms of investments, because they may even have different goals than you do. They may have longer term goals than you do, and maybe you're looking for a quick flip, or maybe more of a shorter term investment. And you know, it's someone like me who's just holding very long term will probably not be the best person for someone who's looking to get in and out of a trade or of an investment. I'm probably not the best person to listen to when it comes to crypto. You know what I mean? Because I'm not really investing into a small liquidity cap on tokens, right? I'm only investing into mid to large already cap on crypto. So, you know, if to each their own, right? Just be sure that when you're listening to somebody or you're taking somebody's advice, that your goals, your long-term goals align, right? Your immediate and long-term goals align. Because if they don't, then I'm not the one to listen to when it comes to crypto. And Dow is just dumping. Not surprised there. You know, NASDAQ taking out that high. I kind of feel like NASDAQ's going to drop here around news. The indices this week have been totally violating the dollar. The bias on the dollar and indices this week has not been like the most precise. Took Nash short 50-minute OB. Yeah, a lot of people. So I noticed that a lot of people trade like this. You know, they trade from like left to right. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that, but I don't take left to right trades. But I do see this. This is a previous area of distribution. It swept previous liquidity, traded into this gap, pushed price action, created a displacement, and then all of this internal liquidity right here. So it's really cool. Yeah. 50-minute bearish OB. Yeah. Pretty cool. My boy Nate, he trades like that. He'll like look at some stuff over here, and then he'll come on the 5-minute, and then he'll really dissect an area. He'll really dissect an area to pinpoint exactly where he wants to enter from. And he gets really like, I'm telling you guys, he'll look at some stuff like this to the left and start really dissecting candles, wicks, areas, and trades more like left to right. I trade more of like current price action, and he trades more waiting for specific price levels. I wait for more price to develop and show me on current price where it wants to go. So he does a little bit of both. He marks out areas to the left, and he dives down into smaller time frames to see if current price action wants to give him the entry. Yeah, it's really cool. So Jerome said it's so cool how even though people have the same edge, they have different approaches to trading. Yeah, even though like I don't know, I have friends that we all share the exact same background in trading knowledge, but our trading plans are way different. EU does not look like it wants to slow down. Ideally, I mean, if we're looking at EU, if we talk about EU, let me just say that if it was too short, it should be above internal liquidity, and it's that one. Yeah, the framework, especially the framework around the entries. So John was mentioning people's risk management execution framework are all different, especially the framework around execution. Like the framework around entries, I feel varies so much between individuals. When it comes to the higher time frames, we are all super similar and on point. But when it comes to now like intraday to smaller time frames, that's where everybody like has that disconnection. Everybody's entry points are super different. Like for example, I would not have noticed that short until you mentioned it. You know what I mean? But now now that you mentioned the short, now I see it. I'm like, okay, cool. I see where you're shorting from. Just different. Man, Lexus, I hope you went over your trading plan before you started trading, bro. I hope you edited and worked on your trading plan before you started trading again, brother. Yeah, if you guys ever if you guys, over like 20 to 35 trades, 20 to 30 trade sample, and you're consistently getting either hit out at break even, go look at your stop loss plan break even, right? Go look at your stop loss plan, go look at your risk management. Usually what's crazy is I notice is most people are great technical analysis. Most people have great technical analysis. It's just like on the right hand side of the execution is where the disconnection comes in. But if you guys ever feel like that, those are the three things that I would go look at: your trading plan, your risk management and tolerance, and your criteria around entries. Okay, your criteria around entries. Once I started being a little bit more selective with my entries, it started really changing up for me. Ooh, yeah. Exits, right? That's a big one. Exits. Exits. I'm gonna send this individual a message real quick. Yeah, there we go. Somebody got an ugly message just now. Yeah, I mean, very stagnant. Price action's not really doing anything in terms of NASDAQ. I feel like 1 hour, 15 minutes, still kind of on this bullish order flow. 1 hour bearish, 15 minutes still bullish and struggling to fight that. Dow took out its initial low of the day. Okay, just took out its initial low of the day. If it ends up accumulating here, I do see that maybe all of these guys could accumulate. But for the most part, I'm gonna be waiting for shorts. For me, at least, I'm gonna be very, very picky on the shorts. I just need to see shorts. That's all. And because I am still open to trade today, I want to be ready. Give me a second. Yeah. Oh, that's 10 a.m., right? What the fuck? 10 a.m. That's 10 a.m. We're here. And let's see the numbers. Sorry about this. 1 second. The numbers so far, let me refresh this, is we went higher. Oh, nice. We went higher, so we are going to get some bullishness today. Maybe, no. So how it works is it goes one way and then it'll go the other way. All right? It goes one way and then it goes the other way. So if the numbers are bigger, we're going to get this pullback. Okay, we're going to get this pullback into these areas, but then we should be seeing price action continuing to short off. Okay, so I am looking for shorts on dollar, more continuation towards the downside. And that means I'm going to be looking for longs on indices. Potentially. To me, EU target right here looks very nice. For a target up there, looks very nice. I don't like how we're respecting that bearish imbalance, but previous area of accumulation down here. I do like this area. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, I do like that area a lot. Yeah, I kind of want to take this long on EU. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have it up on my thing. Yeah. Raw majors. Oh, I do have it. I just don't have the chart up. 1 second. Just trying to get these up. Get my EU screen up. Yeah, I did not have that up. Is it gone? It is. Well, if we get back into that imbalance, I would be willing to go long on EU. Yeah, I just wasn't fast enough. Sometimes I'm not fast enough. And I'm glad that I wasn't, because if I would have rushed into it, I would have dropped a full 1% risk. And yeah, fuck that. I'm not trying to do all that. Damn. Anybody in longs on EU? My MetaTrader just was not set up for EU. I didn't even have that chart up. So as I was opening it, we traded down into it, and I really wanted to go long there to this high, previous daily high. An EU long swan? Nice. I pray that the individual I messaged is not in these EU longs and is taking some time to reflect on their performance. Yeah, these longs are gonna fucking pop off. Anybody in the longs? Across the board? Dow? Longs? It's a nice 1 to 4.5. Nasdaq really just wants to pop higher. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, honestly, a return back into this area here on S&P would be really nice. In on Dow, but lowered my risk. Nice, Jonathan. I think you're the same Jonathan that I spoke to earlier this week. Maybe. I did speak to a Jonathan on Monday or Tuesday. Nice, brother. I'm glad that you're in on Dow. Same thing on Dow. Ideally, you want to see an imbalance first, but these previous areas of accumulation does look like it's going to stand and continue to push higher. Dow is the one that least wants to push higher at the moment, but I believe they'll follow through. I believe these will follow through. 15-minute imbalance, be aware of that. EU, I mean, EU is looking great, honestly. Wow, it just kind of barely fucking missed my... Oh, I didn't even mark out the imbalance all the way. That's shitty of me. I was just looking at this whole area. Damn. Didn't even mark it out correctly. Dow. Dow on this one, I'd be more cautious just because of the 15-minute on Dow. The 15-minute on Dow. I'd need a nice accumulation on the 5-minute first. Nice accumulation on the 5-minute first on Dow. Because of the 15-minute here. You see that? Still has quite a bit of bearish order flow. But, yeah. So far, Dow is probably the only one I'm going to be a little bit more cautious with. But in terms of S&P, it's going. EU, it may pull back a little bit. Happens. Nasdaq. Yeah, the longs are playing out nicely. For ideally me, I just want to see some 5-minute accumulations first, and then I'm like, all right, cool, like I'll take it. But no imbalance, no entry. No imbalance on Nasdaq for me, at least. No entry. So this is what I mentioned. So numbers pump just to reverse. So that's why I said shorts on dollar after we got the news report out. So now if I'm looking at DXY, I am looking for more lows. I am looking for price action to revisit more lows. And indices are very stagnant. Euro was the best one in my eyes. Like Euro is giving the best reaction. So whoever's in Euro, shout out to you. Let's see. Daryl says, brother, aren't you buying in a premium of a 15-minute range on EU? I guess I'm just looking at it in a way bigger perspective than that. I'm looking at it from here to that low. That's my range. So 50% and above of that, I'm still in discount in my eyes. And that's my objective right there. So, yes, on a 15-minute range. But I don't really look at 15-minute ranges. I'm not going to lie. I look at, weekly range, daily range, 4-hour range, maybe 1-hour range. But I mainly stick to the higher time frame ranges. So yeah. So on the 4-hour perspective and a daily perspective, this is my range. And then 50% and above of that is right here. Got it on down that 1 minute FEG. Nice. S&P really came down to our area as well. Nasdaq's creating an imbalance to the downside. Very curious to see if Nasdaq comes back for these equal lows right here. I'd ideally love to see some longs out of these equal lows. But Nasdaq taking out that high, creating an imbalance. Dow 15-minute being what it is now, and S&P. Yeah, I'm thinking that we may short off for a little bit deeper, just because of Nas. I at least would like to see longs on Nasdaq below these lows. It doesn't necessarily have to happen that way. But the XY bias is on point, guys. I mean, it's shorting off really, really nicely. EU is popping off really, really nicely. Whoever's in these EU longs, I want you guys to go break even. Okay. My brother, Cristobal. Buenos días, papi. Let's see. But yeah. So hopefully that helps, Daryl. That helps. I'm more going off of a higher time frame range, right? And then when I look at this, I see this previous liquidity that lines up really nicely with this imbalance. So then I go down to the 5-minute or 15-minute, and then the 15-minute has an imbalance, and then the 5-minute had an imbalance in the previous area of accumulation. So that's where that whole bias came from. I sniped along with Nas. Longs when the papi on break even now. You're break even on longs. Nice. Oh shit, popping off that candle. Come on, Dow. I got you guys. Look, I got you guys. I know exactly what to do. I've done this before. There we go. Bah. Matter of fact, look, we're gonna cook Dow up. Yeah, we're gonna warm that fucker up right there. I wish it was that easy. With the I love my gamer homies. It's so sick. Let's go. Nas longs, Dow longs, ES longs. Cool. Nasdaq, they definitely want to avoid all those lows. So shout out to you guys. Yeah, you guys saw my secrets to my strategy. That's the secret to the markets, by the way. If you don't have a magnet on the other side, it's a no-go. All right. And in case you didn't know, the bigger the magnet. Just kidding. This is funny. You guys are cool. Fire it up. Let's go. That's funny. EU longs are playing out really nicely. Classic magnet strat. If paired with the GAN fan, it's GG. Zach says market secrets. Fire it up. That's funny. Alright, guys. Honestly, I'm pretty solid with calling it a Friday here soon. calling it a week here soon. Sorry. Some weeks are really big, some weeks are really just stagnant. Some weeks have some really big gains. Some have like some break-even weeks. Maybe you had a small loss. Just never allow yourself to have a big loss. It's all you gotta focus on. At the beginning, it's all about survival. How can I be here as long as I can, for as long as I can? Right? How can I be here to learn? How can I learn and be here long enough to learn how to be profitable? So it's all about survival. You either have big winning days, small winning days, or break-even days, or small losing days. But never ever allow yourself to have a big losing days. Remember, the loss is always under your control, for the most part. Okay, unless you suffer slippage, I'm sorry, but that's still avoidable. So loss is almost 100% always under your control. So how much you lose, you do that, and anybody does that to themselves. Right? All right. Cool. Yeah, everything's kind of stagnant right now, so I'm probably, except for EU. EU did move. I'm probably just gonna call it a stream there, guys. I mean, it's been an amazing week so far. We've gotten some shorts, we've gotten some longs, we got a little bit of everything, but mainly shorts this week. Shorts definitely got paid this week. So what's happening now is we're rounding up upside liquidity. We're rounding up buyers, right? Rounding up all these buyers. Rounding up buyers from down here, buyers from down here, right? And so whatever liquidity we're going to round up, so that way we can take all that out. So we're just rounding up buyers right now. You got to ask yourself, like, who's been making money? This video that I watched yesterday fucking blew my mind. I'm sorry, I just like blew my mind. This Ali Khan guy, man, he blew my mind with the way he was talking to him. But he was basically saying, when you look at the weekly range, you got to ask yourself, like, who's been making money, right? Like, who's been making money in the market? And it made so much fucking sense to me in terms of liquidity. Like, just ask yourself, who's been making money this week, right? And you can see that the buyers were accumulated at the beginning of the week, accumulated, then the shorts made money. Then when the shorts have finished making their money, we'll accumulate buyers again throughout the week, accumulate buyers, and then boom, shorts continue to make more money. But it's just like the buyers got to make money to some extent, right? So that it can entice future buyers. So these longs right here on Monday, longs into the previous daily high, boom. On Tuesday longs into the previous daily high, boom. It happened twice. So buyers won on Monday, Tuesday. Some buyers won yesterday, right? And some buyers won today, right? So that's what they're doing. They're just adding up liquidity. They're giving buyers enough, not a lot, but enough to keep them entering. They're giving buyers enough to keep them back in the market, right? Enough evidence for them to add on liquidity. So today I'm going to sit on my hands, guys. I'm going to call it a week. EU, in my eyes, was just the best one. That's just me. Make sure you pay yourself. And yeah, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Go break even. Protect yourselves. DXY. Still in the previous area of accumulation. Still in the previous 4-hour area of accumulation. Still could accumulate. All right. And indices. Because short hard. As I mentioned, I kind of wanted those lows to get taken out on NASDAQ. but I don't see anything that I would personally take. Yeah. In terms of the shorts, 15 minutes playing now on Dow and S&P as well. So they gave enough long evidence for the buyers to come into the market and do their thing. And now in EU, into this daily imbalance, even though I do still think that on EU we're gonna go higher. And just like on indices, I do think that in indices we're gonna go higher. I think that this today is just a liquidity buildup. At the moment, it's been a straight liquidity buildup, and personally, guys, I'm gonna stay out of that. Okay, that's just me. And it's more given to next week, and I want to show you guys this right before we hop off. Okay, right before we hop off, I want to show you guys next week's events. If you haven't looked at it yet, boy, are you in for it. 1 second. Sheesh. Okay, I'm gonna skip Monday because Monday doesn't have anything for the dollar. Just know that Monday doesn't have anything for the dollar, but check this out in case you guys have not seen the week next week. Okay, next week we have Tuesday, consumer confidence. That one I feel like comes out every fucking week. Employment cost index, that one might be interesting. 8:30 Tuesday. Wednesday we do have manufacturing PMI. Okay, so last week was, or this week was flash PMI, and now it's the actual PMI right there. So we're gonna be seeing that. And then you have Thursday, or we got federal funds rates, FOMC on Wednesday. FOMC on Wednesday. Look at that. Okay, so we got FOMC on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have unemployment claims, which is every week. So don't worry about that Thursday one. Thursday's going to be quiet. And then Thursday's going to be quiet because Friday is NFP. So you got FOMC Wednesday, NFP Friday, all in the same week. Guys, I'm not going to touch the market Monday, Tuesday. We'll probably touch it Monday, but I won't touch it Tuesday. I won't touch it Wednesday morning until FOMC. I may take a trade very short term Monday morning with you guys, but I'm mainly going to sit on my hands all the way through FOMC to Wednesday. Okay, that's just kind of how these weeks go. It's if you don't trade news, that's fine, but you got to study news. If you don't trade news, that's fine, but you have to have a fundamental understanding of the market. Okay, so if you're a trader, get with this part of trading. It's the part that I neglected for a couple of years, and I wish I never did. So now I'm diving headfirst into it, and it's helping me a lot. Okay, so price actions, just back and forth on that. Yeah. So, anyways, enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Enjoy your Friday. I appreciate you guys. Remember, guys, that tomorrow is our online boot camp. Sorry, not in person, but our online boot camp. And give me just 1 second, and I'll show you guys my screen once the event is up. 1 sec. Boom. Okay. So tomorrow's the in-person boot camp. Remember, if you want a discount, okay, I know it's 300, but I want to make sure that I fill all this out. If you type in the discount, run it up, all caps, you can take $120 off the price. Again, guys, this is the last time I'm doing this presentation. After this, I'm not doing this presentation anymore. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to focus more on indices in the future. I'm going to do a presentation on how to fund, how to pass a challenge, and how to trade indices. That's more where I'm going to be focused on for next year. So if you want to learn ICT concepts, if ICT concepts have been confusing to you or a little bit overcomplicating, if his lectures are a little too long for you, let me help you shorten that learning experience. Join our bootcamp for tomorrow. There's, I believe, only 4 or 5 seats. I think actually 4 seats left. All right. But the goal is to max it out. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for the online bootcamp. For those of you who have already purchased your tickets or reserved your spot, make sure you check your emails because I sent you an email. It's from abundance@trueinnerwealth.co, and you guys should have gotten an email from me giving you a link for our Telegram chat and giving you a link for the registration of the bootcamp. So check your emails if you already got it. If not, you guys can always access the tickets through this very page here. If you are a ticket holder, okay, if you are a ticket holder, give me 1 second. I don't know why I can't click on this. It has no scroll button. That's weird. If you are a ticket holder, this page will have the link for you here at the bottom. Okay, if you are a ticket holder, this link will have a nice Zoom link right underneath right here somewhere. Okay, so just letting you guys know, this is the last day to get the tickets. Tonight they do go offline. This link won't work anymore. And yeah, guys, take care, clap easy, and hold on 1 second. I want to check out the chat real quick before I dip. I have no hurry on leaving. Christabel says, bro, check my US 30 entry point is about to hit for the longs. My US 30 looks a little bit different, so you're gonna have to excuse me. I may come back in the afternoon. I'm not gonna lie. I may come back in the afternoon session. So in about 2 hours and a half at 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm gonna come back and see what's good. Because this is very stagnant movement for indices for me. And I feel like in the afternoon, we may get a nice move. So if in the from here to the afternoon, we don't really make that much movement on indices, I will be trading at 1 p.m. Because honestly, I haven't risked too much at all this week. I got break even once. You know, I take profit once. And yeah, I mean, want to see what's good. So probably not done for the week, but I am going to check it out at 1 p.m. I won't be going live, unfortunately, but yeah, guys, appreciate you guys for being here as always. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please please, it helps the channel tremendously when you guys like and share. If you guys learn anything from this from these calls, share it with somebody. I want to see these views go up. I'm going to work my ass off to get this community going with 100+ viewers per call, with 1,000+ subscriptions on the channel. I'm gonna grind my ass off, so you guys are gonna see a lot of me on social media and shorts and videos. And yeah, guys, again, it helps the channel a lot when you like and share, and I appreciate that very, very much. Take care, clap easy, trade responsibly. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the online bootcamp. I can't wait. If you guys need any questions in regards to that, please don't hesitate to hit me up. The link to hit me up is on the description below. The link to message me directly is on the description down below. The link to the online bootcamp is all down below. So whatever you guys need, you should be able to find it in the descriptions. But as of now, guys, I want you guys to clap easy, take a nice, good weekend off, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay? Peace.